Altitude Broadcasting presents The Mr. and Mrs. Show.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Starring
The Mr.
Hey, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
The Mrs.
So happy together. I can't see me loving nobody.
Welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Show. I am your host today. Usually it's little Steven. Today he couldn't be here. I am, of course, the Mr. Joining me today, as always, is the Mrs. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm awesome, honey. Thank you for asking.
Welcome to our Periscopians out there that are watching. During the show, if you got any questions, comments, let me know. We'll try to get to them during breaks during the show, and we'll definitely follow us along as we go. We got a great show for you. And we also follow us on Twitter at the Mr. and Mrs. Show. So make sure, like I said, you got any questions, ask us. But first, let's go into the show today. On this segment of today's show, we're going to go back to a segment we had at the beginning of our show, Guilty Pleasures. Today's Guilty Pleasures. Do you have a guilty pleasure?
I don't know. Do I?
I guess coloring book really don't.
Is that really a,
no, it's not.
is that really a guilty pleasure? You know,
Go ahead.
So I would say it's gonna sound weird. Is that okay? If it's weird.
Whatever.
I actually, now that the show is on iHeartRadio, I've enjoyed listening to our first couple of months of shows on iHeartRadio, which may be a little weird, but I'm enjoying it.
I would say almost. What's funny about what you just said is kind of creepy because you're listening to it at night as you go to bed, as we go to bed, and you'll laugh at everything you say, but not anything else that me or Steven says.
That's not true. I've laughed at little Steven.
You didn't say me. Yeah,
No, I laugh at the show in general, not specifically at my own commentary on the show. But I've enjoyed having the opportunity to hear it and share it with people. And it feels I'm a little guilty because I feel like I may be enjoying it a little too much listening to it.
And I don't know, it's a little bit different for me because I have so many shows, and shows I do, it's hard for me to listen to over and over again. It's hard for me to listen to it.
Yes, I can understand. You already hear me live, so it's probably very overwhelming to hear me in my lovely voice.
Right. So I hear you over and over again.
It's okay. I understand, honey. It's overwhelming for you, and it just really, you just kind of are filled with emotion, and
yeah, that's it.
It's a little much for you when
is.
you hear me speaking to you and you hear the show.
Okay. So there you go.
So
all right.
what's your guilty pleasure?
So
my love?
that was it for Guilty Pleasures, the show. All right, this will be no surprise to my wife. It might be a surprise to other people. Probably people that know me really don't know. By the way, if you have any guilty pleasures, tweet us at the Mr. and Mrs. Show # guilty pleasures. Share with us what you might have some guilty pleasures. For me, it's going to be boy bands.
Say what now?
No, like Boys to Men, NSYNC, sometimes Backstreet Boys. Boy bands, New Kids on the Block. I mean, I got to say my playlist is probably my guilty pleasure.
Yes.
Justin Bieber. And not really a boy band. His newer stuff, okay, not anything.
I'm appalled
better.
that,
Jason Derulo.
So you realize we're sharing things that we're okay being out in public.
I don't care. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, everybody's got guilty pleasures. It's mine, probably.
I know, but
It's from my music collection. I have everybody, though. I mean, I got Tupac, Biggie. You know, I got different collections. I got country, you name it. Mm-hmm. But probably my guilty pleasure is the one that I don't want everybody to know. And then, especially my wife.
But they all know because you just talked about it.
I don't care. But we get on a plane. No, I'm talking about at the time. We'll get on a plane or something, and I'm usually singing to my wife one of these songs, and she tells me to stop singing.
It's usually after you've taken something to calm yourself. So it's
sometimes
not always spontaneous.
No, it's usually spontaneous.
Well, why don't you sing to our listeners now?
No, not time. Really? Thanks. All right. Anyway, that's probably my guilty pleasure this week. Anyway, thanks for killing that mood there. All right, let's go into things that make you go,
Things that make you
Things that make you go,
Things that make you yeah. Things that make you
All right, things that make you go, Do you have anything that makes you go,
you go
today?
first this time.
Oh, you want me to go first this time? Things that make me go, when my wife hangs up on me.
I don't know why you're going, You usually know very well why I've hung up.
No, but that makes me go,
Really? I thought it made you go,
That's in there. But I don't know if anybody else gets like that. But I know when somebody hangs, it's not just you. If somebody hangs up on me, that is just,
Well, since you told me you don't like me hanging up without
you make sure
saying
you do it.
I love you and goodbye, I at least throw that in there so you know I'm going to hang up on you.
You didn't do it earlier.
Yeah, I did.
No.
Yes, I did.
didn't hear
I
you
said,
say
I'm going to see you later. Love you. Bye. And I click.
I didn't hear you say that. But my point is, the thing that made me go, is someone hanging up on me. That is just a pet peeve. It has always been a pet peeve that I just,
Arr.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have one?
Things that make me go, about you.
Or anybody. It ain't got to be about me. And hanging up on me is not just you. It's anybody. It might be worse because it's you, because you're my wife, but anybody does that to me, though.
Okay. So, I don't know that I'm trying to think of something that really makes me go right now. Although, okay. So this morning at Costco.
Oh, is this a weekly Costco trip again?
It's the weekly Costco trip.
Right.
So on Saturdays, I go to Costco, I gas up my Jeep, and then I go shopping at Costco. Most Saturdays. Not every Saturday, but most Saturdays. And the gas line at Costco is usually, depends on how much cheaper than the other stations Costco is. And right now it's only like 8 cents cheaper than other gas stations. So it shouldn't be too crazy. When it's like 20 cents cheaper, I get why people get a little nuts. But you'd have thought it was like the first time people in front of me were gassing up. So there's 2 cars gassing. So the lane I get into, I have a Jeep. We have a Jeep. I don't like to go and pull the cord around the other side. So the hose. So I always go on the side where the hose is close to the gas cap. And so there's two vehicles gassing up, 2 SUVs. There's an SUV and a station wagon behind them, and then there's me. So first 2 vehicles taking forever. Finally pull off, both of them. Well, the one pulls off. Nobody goes around to get in front of him, so we sit through the whole thing. The guy goes up to the first pump, gets out, and then spends like 5 minutes looking for his Costco card. And I was like, dude, you've been sitting in your car for 5 minutes. Could you not have found your card while you were waiting for the guy in front of you to be done at the gas pump. So that one me went, this morning, because that was really annoying.
I believe that for you. I know that.
And there I was with my Costco card and my debit card in my hand waiting for my turn.
I just thought of another one for me, but that's a good one. Listen, my wife knows I hate going to the grocery store as it is. But if I go early in the morning when nobody's there so I can get in and get out, right?
Oh, my goodness.
What?
No, yes, you do not. You're not a big grocery store person.
I mean, I'll go. I don't mind going. It's just, I know when I went, when did I go? Friday, I went. I wanted to go in, get out, be done. All right? It really perturbs me when I go in. The one register is full of people that have a lot of groceries. So I'm heading towards self-checkout, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna go through self-checkout, or I'm gonna go up and see if the lady at 10 items or less is gonna try to check me out. I go that way, and she's talking to the person that's working at the self-checkout. I don't want to say anything to them because they're in deep conversation. So I don't bother them. So I decide to go to self-checkout. They don't say hey. They don't say hello. They don't say, hey, I'll take you over here. Nothing. So I go through self-checkout. I've got fruit and vegetables. You know how that's irritating. So you go to try to put the code in. There's no code. So the little guy comes over. They stop talking for a second. And it's like, here, let me put this one in. All right. And then he walks away. Goes back to his conversation while I'm still sitting there trying to put the other item in. That makes me go, because what is the two people? This is 9:00 in the morning.
Well, no, I get your point. And actually for the grocery store that we go to, that's really not acceptable by their standards, right? Because they expect the people who work for them are going to say hi to people and ask people if they need help. And usually when I'm in there, they're mostly helpful. But yes, I imagine that did make you go, See, I would have just said, I'm sorry, are you on a break?
I should have said that. I should have said something. But usually the way I am, I just want to go get it done and leave. I don't, so I didn't say anything. I just went ahead and left. I did what I had to do and left.
Okay, well.
So that would be.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's annoying. It's very annoying to, go in a place and have no one seem like they really care.
So that same store has on-street parking that's parallel parking.
Right.
So I'll say this is my other for the week, because I watched somebody parallel park in one of those spots who had no business attempting to parallel park anywhere, especially not on South Boulevard. So there's all this traffic, and God love them, because I felt, they're probably, well, who knows if they were horrified after realizing that they shouldn't be trying to parallel park. But I understand why they've made cars that can now parallel park for you, because most people cannot parallel park.
Nope.
And this person could not. And I just thought to myself, why would you there's like an entire parking garage, 20 steps from where you're trying to park. Why wouldn't you just park there?
Right.
But
you would think they would. No, that would make you. I know something else makes you go,
Around parking? Oh. Glorious! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that makes you go,
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I don't think is the thing that I go when I hear that song.
Is that not?
That I told you, like I now have a trained response. I hear the first word, and I immediately want to kick you.
You immediately want to kick me? Wow.
And I love you so much. That's how much I don't like that song. And you want to know why I don't like that song? Because you made it your ringtone. And it's a very loud ringtone. and you never pick it up right away because you like to listen to the song.
I do. It's a great song.
It is not.
It is a great song.
In moderation.
It's a glorious song. Anyway, there you go. That was for you, little Steven. I put it in your playlist so you can play it every week on the show now. There you go. That's what you deserve. If you've ever wondered who knows more between the Mr. and Mrs., stick around. We have the Ultimate Game Show coming up next.
It's
on
me.
the next segment of the show. Hey, I won one time out of 11. Anyway, you're listening to the Mr. and Mrs. Show.
Sponsored by Attitude Broadcasting.
We put attitude in broadcasting. And don't forget, we're on iHeartRadio now. Be right back.
Count me out, y'all better count me in. Got 20 bank accounts, accountants count me in. Make millions every year, the South's champion. Cause all I do all